everybody, Melissa here. I thought that I would talk very briefly about gear storage, and I thought I'd do this because I'm moving, and where I am now in my apartment, I have kind of a gear room, which is pretty luxurious. It took a long time for me to figure out what was going to work for me for gear storage. Typically, I come home from a trip, I would basically vomit all of my gear onto the ground, let it dry out, and just keep piling stuff up over and over. That obviously doesn't work. I've used other methods that use bins, and I put high use items in one bin, other items I don't use as much in different bins, and that didn't really work out either. That also ended up with gear all over the floor, like literally covering the floor. So I decided to buy a few more bins than what I had, and this is kind of what I came up with. I use the command hooks. I've got 3 of these plastic utility shelves and then a bunch of bins. I wish I could have gotten all the same kind of bin. The red ones, the red bins fit a little bit nicer on the shelves than the white ones, so it's something to think about when you're getting shelving and bins. I'll just show you really quick how I kind of organize my stuff. I'm definitely not an organized person by any means. For me, this is neat, but it had to all get put away so I can move. It wasn't too messy in here, but I did have a bunch of stuff I just pulled out of my car from some recent trips that finally made its way back here into the gear room to get put away. So this is my gear room. I was able to hang up a coat rack over here, and that holds a lot of my insulation layers and hiking shirts and stuff like that. I've got a mix of activities in here. I've got some pants that I use for really wet days on the mountain. I've got some cheap backcountry skis. You can see there's no real rhyme or reason to the way I have my packs kind of all set up. They're basically just hanging. Always make sure you put really heavy items on the top shelf so that when you knock the shelf and something falls over, it falls over into your head. That's really important. So I do keep my bags all uncompressed. I did have the bags hanging from the walls, but to be very honest, I was a little bit afraid of mice somehow chewing on them, so I ended up putting them into these bins here. So I just label so I know exactly what's in there. You know, you can see here, Kelty sleeping bag. I don't get rid of my gear. I just hang on to everything for some reason. I've got tarps and hammocks, negative 20-degree bag. I've got my tents all separated out. I've got 3 different tents and then some other tarp shelters. So I definitely have some stuff to choose from. Camera gear down there. We've got some more packs tucked back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 so far. 11 backpacks. Let's see what else we have. 12, 13, 14. I have 14 backpacks. I think I have a problem. I don't even know what I need 14 backpacks for, but I'm gonna keep them. So anyway, I've just got my high use bags, my electronics bag here from Hilltop Packs, and my toiletry bag. I use those constantly. Those are always hanging there. Water filters, bottles, winter stuff, everything kitchen, toiletries, bug spray. I have no idea what's in that over there. A bin of food that's overflowing, chairs and blankets, and then sleeping pads and pillows. Got the bear canisters up there. Get a little bit more crazy over here. I've just got some backpacks over here. I've got some, I don't know, odds and ends, book bags, stuff like that, duffel bags. There's your rabbit and some pom-poms for cheerleading. Yeah. Snowshoes, rain gear, dog stuff up top. So it looks neat. It's easy enough for me to find stuff. Over in this little container over here, I just have small toiletries, anything that you could wear on your head. and a bunch of garbage. And as you can see in this particular room, I have a large space to go through my gear and set everything up. I do have a table over here made out of one of the shelves. Okay, so my move is over, but not really over. So half of this is my backpacking and hiking gear, and I need to get it reorganized. So we're making progress down here, albeit slow. I'm gonna put a TV there. Okay, I've done all I'm gonna do today. Hung my clothes up. Got my bins up. Gear storage, isn't it fun? So I can sit here amongst my gear and just be happy. I kind of like it. Let me know what you think. Hey, so it's been a couple weeks since I moved, and it's been crazy. I've been trying to get everything set up in the basement. It has been a little challenging. I do have a little bit more space than I did. I tried to mimic what I had previously in my gear room. So let's take a look and see what I figured out. If you look over here, I have all of my shelving units. My packs, for the most part, are hanging off of the pegs, all 14 of them. Actually, not all 14 of them. I did rearrange some of my stuff. I took out my 3 sleeping bags, my Enlightened Equipment 10 degree, that's a LL Bean 35 degree, and that's my negative 20 bag. You can see I added a television so I can sit down here in the basement amongst my gear, my happy place, and stare at how much money I've spent. So I did end up with some empty bins. Some bins are not labeled again. I definitely will get to that. Up top, I have a brand new addition, and it's the LL Bean Vector 6XL, 6-person tent that I can use for the kids while camping. Over here, I have a shelf that has all my magazines, my trail books, trail maps, some other reading material. Added benefit of my sofa is down here, and one of my IKEA chairs, and just some leftover plastic shelving as a table. So I wouldn't consider myself to be the world's best organized person, but with this amount of stuff, you got to put it somewhere. And I definitely have a gear problem. I just don't care to throw things away. I do have a lot of older gear that is still very useful, and I hold on to it thinking, you know, if somebody ever needs to borrow something someday, or I could donate some of it. I just would prefer it to go to a really nice home. So anyway, the move is over. It's been absolutely crazy. Still not completely settled, but we're working on it and we're making progress. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Check out this hat that my mom found in the basement. It's pretty nifty, right?